Okay, so if you wanted to make an angle side-side triangle that didn't work, right? What do you need to be sure of? Well, you need to be sure of this side kind of not being long enough to hit this kind of ghost side, right? You guys all see this is the angle side-side setup, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I would advise, make the angle relatively steep. So this one looks like 45 degrees-ish, right? And then make this side pretty long. I don't know, what's pretty long?
10.
Maybe do
Sure.
what I did.
Perfect.
4.38 times 10 to the 3,000.
Okay. Okay, so this was a great answer. Like, make a giant ass number, right? So that's really, like, way, way out there, right? And then what does this side need to have happen to, like, what do you need to make about that side?
Super short.
Yeah, you just need to make it not reach, right? If it can't reach up there, then you're not going to get a triangle out of it. So you do something like this.
Look at a plankton.
Right? So here's your angle side-side triangle that won't work. 45 degrees, 4.3 times 10 to the 3,000, and 1.
That's not a triangle at that point.
Good, yeah. So that's exactly the point.
Manipulative questioning.
So when a triangle is called degenerate, right? What we mean is that thing's not actually a triangle. So this is a degenerate triangle that doesn't work. Some of you tried this fairly clever thing where you said, okay, here's a set of measurements that don't work. 0 degrees and what was it, 172 or something? And then 178. And then 5.
179.
So you guys came up with this independently. So this is not a bad idea, except that this one actually can work. It's just not a like it's not a nice triangle.
Y to the X on one.
So that's, let me draw this one quick because it's funny. So you have a 0 degree angle, right? Which means that really those are over the top of one another. I'm just spreading them apart a little bit so I can draw. And then you go over 178, right? So that's your one side, and then you have a side 5 that comes back. So here's how I make this triangle work. That side 5 is going to be attached to a 0 angle. And then here we're going to have a big fat open 180 degree angle. And then how long is this side?
17.
Well, so it needs to obey the law of sines, right? Yeah, unfortunately that's weird. But I think 173 will do it. You guys see this is a triangle made out of 3 sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is like a really poorly constructed TB. Right, your 2 sticks that you're making your lean-to out of, they're the same length as the floorboard, so they just fall straight to the floor. Fine, whatever. Like, does it obey the laws that triangles should obey? Yeah, the law of sines, the law of cosines will work. The angles add up to 180 degrees. It's a nasty little triangle and is arguably degenerate. But I think this one sort of works and this one sort of fundamentally doesn't. You guys got a lot of, I hope I gave you most of the points for getting something like this. Because this was like a good, like a really solid good idea.
Solve something.
Yeah, Gabe gave me way too many things. So, any other questions about making an angle side-side degenerate? No? Okay, cool. Oh, it should be noted that if you try to make this side way too long
Yeah, that's right.
and this side short, that won't give you a degenerate one. It'll just give you a funny looking one.
Mm-hmm.
It'll look like, so they'll look like this. Does that kind of make sense? Like if I make this 1 and I make this, you know, I think I probably have 100 of those there, more or less. Then this other hypotenuse side, right, is like a
What if you had,
101, more or less.
so I kind of labeled mine, for angle C is 105 degrees, and then side C is 5, and then I put B is 7.
So you had B is
7,
7,
C is 5,
C is
and
5,
then angle C is 105.
and angle C is 105. Okay, so that would look like I have an angle that's pretty open, right? I have a side that's not 5, but 7 long this way. And then I have a side here that's 5 long. Yeah, and that's too short to hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, so that one works perfectly. You guys see that? That should be another maybe consequence of if there's a big angle, right? Like this guy's gobbling up most of your angle measure, then that thing's gotta be opposite the long side.
Mhm.
So if those were switched, then of course this would work, but as it stands, it won't. Cool?